everybody. It's another evening here on Dwelling of Duels, live stream on Twitch. I'm Katajun, your MC for the evening, and I'm joined, of course, by Czyszy himself.
Hello, everyone.
Welcome. I think I called you the prolific Polish Prague personality in all of our Twitter.
Which is basically fair enough, you know.
Definitely very accurate.
Definitely prolific. Definitely get a lot of entries. Get a lot of proggy stuff.
Yeah, I mean,
some of them, some bad, some good, but well, all Prague.
You certainly have the most Dwelling of Duels entries total right now. I think you have 142. You also have the most alts, and I think, yeah, you don't have the most main entries. I think T-Bone still has you beat there, but
he started way before I was even like aware of DoD.
Right, exactly. When you were you were probably what, like 7 or something at that point. That's about how old I was. I was 9 when DoD started. So
thank you, Viking Guitar, for announcing the questions. I'm gonna try to answer these.
Oh snap! Sorry.
Amazing.
I started playing the next song. Spoiler. If anybody has any questions to throw to Czyszy here in the chat, you can either tag myself at Dwelling of Duels, or you can tag Czyszy right here as well. So one question.
I'm gonna bring up my notes. My notes, you know, I'm prepared.
Before we go into it, what is the official pronunciation of your name with the accent and everything? How do you pronounce it?
Czyszy.
Czyszy. So it's more like with a T sound, like a Czyszy?
Czyszy. That's how you pronounce it.
Okay. I know.
Don't worry. Your pronunciation is actually better than the official one.
Czyszy? Okay.
Yeah, it's better than the official one because it just has more zing to it, you know.
I know when you first started entering, a lot of people had absolutely no idea, myself included, how to pronounce it.
Like,
and we were all like,
I mean, once the little Deuce pronounced it like Ksizi.
Ksizi?
Yeah, because, you know, hard to see.
Right. Okay, but yeah, I mean, I had a friend who was Polish, and I asked him, like, how do you pronounce this? And he told me it meant something like related to rabbits or hair. Is that correct?
No, come on. He was making trying to trick you, but no, it's not a word. It's
just like a nonsense name.
Just nonsense, exactly.
Okay.
Just very Polish sounding. That was my goal. Back in like 2010, that was when I started this stuff.
Nice, excellent. So yeah, how did you get started with like your own home recording and stuff? Like what was the time period there, and what were your first steps?
So basically, I got like 2 timelines basically, because I make beats and I make like non-beats, like live music with like songs, you know, with vocals and guitars and stuff, like rock and hip hop. Just these like don't add up. So just, I'm definitely gonna jump around those timelines in a very, you know, very non-linear way, non-linear. But because my memory is kind of faulty. In terms of beats, I started in 2009, and I used to use like sound fonts, like those free sound fonts, you know, like Strat Marshall or Roland the Sound Canvas. Yeah, Roland Sound Canvas piano. It was horrible.
Nice.
I mean, I don't like them because I use them so much, and I got used to the cheapness of the sounds. I'm not kind of sick of them right now. And you know, and actually, the beats were getting better and better, and then I sent a pack of some of the beats to a rapper called MC Sobieski, and he gave me some exposure.
He's a producer or
no, rapper, MC, and he gave me some exposure, and that was my first phase of my like beat career, and I just shook some hands with like other rappers. Some bad, some good. Like, it was a website called collabo.pl, a great rap kind of social media for like our artists.
Okay, kind of like the equivalent of like SoundCloud before SoundCloud blew up.
Yeah, because it was like very, very friendly for artists and for collabs.
Okay.
And that was how I learned chords and just how to write melodies and rhythm and what a snare, what a kick was, what a crash cymbal was.
Did you have no musical experience before that? Had you not done anything?
Yes. I had like zero musical experience.
Okay.
I had no idea. It was just so beats got me into like the very bare bones stuff, and parallel to that, I would make some video game remixes of C64 tunes.
You're always trying to get me to do a Commodore 64 theme.
Of course, of course.
I know you really want me to.
That's the plan.
Yeah. What kind of games? What kind of tunes were you remixing then?
Stuff like from demos and cracks for like all not just game music, but just stuff like from all C64 demos and stuff. For remixqued.org, I used to use all VST guitars, like real Strat, and like drum samples from my keyboard, Yamaha. I still have that Yamaha.
Were you making these game remixes and covers in the same like?
I would publish them on qued.org.
Okay. Were you making them in like the same workflow that you were doing for your beat making?
It was similar, but of course, I would try to make it more like sound very like, because I was into Puffy 64, a very, very talented artist who did some Commodore 64 music in early 2000, like 2002, 2001. So I kind of like, it was already retro sounding, even in like 2010.
Right. Okay.
And and so basically, then I had that that contraption, the classical electric guitar that I told you about.
Oh,
Could you show that on screen?
Yeah, I think I have the picture here. So this is like transition. Okay, this is like a nylon string guitar that you had.
Nylon string guitar with like steel strings, acoustic guitar, bronze, and stuff.
You put steel strings on it.
Yes, and it broke. The fucking like tuners broke soon after.
But the amazing thing about this is that you actually have a pickup installed in here.
Yes, yes. I routed the hull and just installed the pickup.
Wow. And this was about that time. Like you had this was
no experience. Yeah, stuff like that.
Wow.
That was around 2010, I think, 2012.
Wow. And then what did you go from there and start like recording actual instruments and then learning how to play?
And then I actually there was a time when I started to incorporate the guitar into my music, and I was still very much inspired by Puffy 64. So I would do some C64 remixes using that guitar, and later on, I bought like a Washburn Electric RX-30, and that RX-30 is a piece of shit, of course. I still stand by this because
all starter guitars.
how it just wobbles, the sound wobbles when the strings just show just a tiny bit of wear, then the sound goes like crap.
Yeah.
That guitar is like just very cheap. But I had no clue. I had no experience. I had no like knowledge of guitars back then. So around the time I stopped posting on qued.org, I started entering Duels.
And when you started, how did you find Going Duels? Did you just find it on the?
That's Cyril the Wolf's, YouTube channel, because this guy.
Interesting.
I used to watch Cyril the Wolf. I was into like ponies, really.
Okay,
Everybody was.
I see the connection now. So yeah, you have like the My Little Pony, like that kind of community and stuff like that. And I know Cyril.
Yeah, it was a great community back then because it was like, it was fresh. There was more people around, and just lots of collabs going on. Amazing rock musicians growing out of that community into
the
more
musical
serious
community of all that stuff is, to most people, like surprisingly robust. There's a lot of musical talent in there for sure.
Oh yes.
And there's a lot of crossover between like the Magfest video game music community and like those BronyCon communities and things like that, which is very
interesting.
I know a couple people that will go to both of those and partake.
Interesting. So basically, what can I say? I mean,
so yeah, you
I
discovered
think the rest is history. The rest is history, basically,
exactly.
because it will just get better, and better. I think.
So this was
Hopefully.
when you started with doing with DoD. This was when you were first starting to record live things, and you're like, wow, there's all these game remixers out here. I can hop in and join along with them.
I think the best motivational kind of thing for me was the live instrument rule, because I was just discovering his guitar back then, so I thought that would motivate me to like use more guitar in my music.
Would you say guitar is now your main instrument?
Yeah, bass and guitar.
Or would you say vocals are your main instrument?
Vocals as well, but I don't know. Vocals are always like my instrument, even when I was doing like rap and stuff.
Yeah, I think you have certainly acquired a reputation for having a lot of vocal entries. You've done quite a few, quite a number.
They're quite easy to make, just sing into a mic and add some stuff.
I've only done 2 vocal entries myself, so I did not find them easy. I found them very difficult because I am not a singer. So,
yeah.
So in your DoD career, 142 entries. That's crazy. At what point did you decide you wanted to have the most entries on the site?
The Brevity Month 2018.
Okay. I figured that was the answer, but I wanted to make sure.
Yes.
How many? You did something like 30 entries that month, right?
I stated that in the DuckTales, the DuckTales cover, because there's the one line of the lyrics that said, "But I want to be the one with the most entries on Dodd."
Nice. So you declared it right there, and of course
I declared it right there, yeah. And then I
made do on your.
I just took advantage of the alt entry rule and rolled with it,
And here you are, top of the list, number wise.
Yeah, that's kind of cool to have the king of the alts, That's pretty my goal. Because if you can just make a main entry all the time, you can always squeeze in a 30-second out and add to your portfolio.
That's true. There's been a couple of my songs that like I've started working on a song and not really run out of ideas for it, and either wasn't able to finish it as an alt, or I finished it as a main and it became an alt. So
sometimes I just don't know how to stretch it to the 2-minute mark, so I make it an alt.
Exactly.
Like menu stuff or like jingles, and I like Brevity Month.
We should do another Jingle Month. Jingle Month was a pretty interesting idea. Had a few good
Oh yeah, and Casey actually mentioned that Vatsky thing that we talked about prior to the stream.
Oh, this was the
Polish title. You can find it on DoD website.
Is Kasperu the one you did the game with? You made this game with?
No, it was Sagati. It was different. Kasperu is part of Recover Collective.
Oh, right. We're gonna listen to that song in a little bit.
Yes, we're gonna listen to that. That'll be exciting.
Okay.
That'd be pretty cool.
That's coming up soon. We're getting ahead of ourselves. What talking about game music and stuff like that, what is your favorite game OST of all time? Or like
And
what are your tops?
that's of course an easy answer. It's Neverhood, Mega Man games, like the NES Mega Man games. Also, Mega Man 7 is very underrated. I hate that word, but that's correct. And I love Giana Sisters, the menu theme, you know.
Giana Sisters, yeah. That was a Commodore 64, right? Or was
That was a yes, and that was a Chris Hulsbeck, you know, Chris Hulsbeck track, the legendary Chris Hulsbeck.
Of Turrican fame.
Yes.
Very
You know the
familiar.
guy. That's
Oh, I know.
actually, I'm glad that you are aware of that
I
composer.
only know his Turrican music though. I haven't listened to his stuff for
Which is good enough. Enough.
Right, Turrican's amazing, and there's like 6.
It's amazing. I love Turrican.
Mega Man 7.
Giana
What,
is
make,
the top,
what makes
top
Mega Man 7
Hulsbeck, so.
stand out?
Oh, the jazzy kind of like candy coated kind of sound, like the cute kind of sound to it. It's like,
Candy coated. I've never heard anyone describe the Mega Man 7 soundtrack that way, but
it sounds like, you know, like a TV show for like an anime, but with like a twist with cartoon stuff. It's hard to describe, but it just tugs my heart, you know.
Right. Okay. I'll have to go check out the 7 soundtrack because I don't think I've given that one as much love as
the most like overlooked song from Mega Man 7 is actually the Password theme, which is like a short loop, but it's great. And also,
Password themes are always bangers.
Yeah, there was a Password month on DoD, but it was not like Password screen, but games with passwords. Most more like that. Remember that?
Yeah, well, I mean, I wasn't a part of it, but I
know. Remember reading about it. You know,
yeah.
Did
you ever? You talked about the Neverhood having a great soundtrack, which I agree, fantastic soundtrack. Was the sound? There was a sequel to that game, right?
A sequel. I don't want to talk about it.
Okay.
That one. Because there was like another sequel, Army Krog, and that one sucked. But Skull Monkey was pretty good.
Okay.
And also had good music.
Okay. Was it the same composer for those?
Of course. Okay. Terry Scott Taylor, who's an endorser of Taylor guitars.
Oh, as makes sense, and hopefully
makes sense. And it's amazing. Great.
Not too. Corey Taylor from Slipknot. That's his name. I'm gonna feel really dumb if it's not.
Endorser of Sillet Bang, because Barry Scott, Terry Scott, makes sense.
Okay, there we go. Now we're getting into the weeds. So you've been entering DoD for a while.
2015. I started with the Bonk Adventure.
A great
travesty.
That's a great way to start.
You also start because I used to play the shit out of that game.
I've never played Bonk's Adventure.
The GB version, the Game Boy version, is just so good because it's like a stripped down version, but at the same time, it just gets rid of the bad, unnecessary stuff in the, from the PC Engine version, and just makes it all sleek and just
makes it all Game Boy.
It makes it all like very poppin',
Nice.
Makes it all snappy and dynamic. I love it.
Right. Easy to play.
I even almost beat that game, but I just lost at the final boss.
If I make it to a final boss on a game and I can't beat it, I consider it done, and I'll say, well, I tried. I got most of the way through.
I did not use save states, and I almost got it on tape. But Cam Studio refused to work. when I wanted to do a Let's Play of Bonk's Adventure for a Game Boy, but that was
there's an alternate universe version of you that's a Let's Play.
Yes,
a very popular Let's Player on YouTube.
There was a Let's Play on YouTube that I did for the game Castle Cat 4. It's in Polish, and it's not up anymore because I'm kind of like not happy of how it turned out.
Oh, I thought you
But
were
there
gonna
we
say it
go.
got taken down by the
No, no,
developers
no,
or
no,
something.
no, no,
Um,
no. I love that game.
Speaking of other sites, you do a lot of stuff on Newgrounds, right? Like you've
Oh
submitted
yes,
a lot of
yes,
songs.
yes. Like animation, art, everything, even
Yeah,
some games.
and I'm sure that if Dwelling of Duels accepted games and animations and stuff, you would be submitting to us too. Um, so
I'll be
Newgrounds,
submitting actually, like banner arts. Come
that's
on.
true. You've done banner arts, that's true, but those are less of a competition kind of thing.
Yeah, but they're good. But it's a good way to like show your art to any kind
That's
of
true.
public.
And you do post in the post your whatever channel. You do put some artwork and stuff in there, which
Yeah,
is very good.
sometimes I
But
do
so
that.
what I wanted to ask was Newgrounds has contests too. Like they'll do like competitions and things in a
Art
similar.
inspired music mostly, and the death matches, and like perhaps even like the underdogs contest, and they're very good.
Okay. Do you find that there's any kind of like major similarities or major differences between like a Newgrounds contest and a DoD contest? I've never done any of the
They
Newgrounds
are
contests.
like an opposite of DoD
Okay.
because the score is not audience voted, but it's like there's a panel of judges usually.
Okay.
Always a panel of judges. No anonymity, You just it's always like everybody knows that what you need to do on Newgrounds, and that it's you who makes the songs. No hiding the names, and no anonymity compromised. No
Right.
nothing like that. It just doesn't exist on Newgrounds, and because there's a judge panel, there's no need for that. And that's actually sometimes a pain in the ass when like uh, there's an animation that gets like a daily feature just because people vote on their favorite animator.
Mm.
So that's where DoD is actually better because it's more like
You win
more fair.
because you win because you made a good thing, not because people recognize the name or you.
Yes, yes, and the best part is trying to guess the artist behind
Right.
the
Why
song. But
you gotta switch things up from time to time, you know?
and on Newgrounds, there's usually a rule that says no collabs.
Oh. Well, that
You
sucks.
gotta do a solo entry,
Okay.
like in
Do
the
they do
orchestral, on the
do they
orchestral
do
music. What?
do they do specific contests where it's like collab contests or things like that?
No. I think the
Anti-collab?
prizes system doesn't quite allow
I
the
see.
collabs. 'Cause only one person gets the prize, and having like a 50% collab or something would like make sharing the splitting the prize
That's
is
true.
kind of
I
bad
guess in some ways
part.
DoD has the same problem because like we give one prize to whoever wins the first place entry, but usually it gets split. Like whoever wants the prize will get it. Not everybody needs it. But the mega collabs tend to be people who already own all the software anyway, so it doesn't matter.
Yeah, and DoD I used to like be I used to like once the shred drums so bad that I actually pirated that.
Shh, don't say that on here.
Nah, maybe
We're
not.
gonna
Maybe
scrub
not.
that. Scrub that so the people at Impact Soundworks don't hear it. Um, that's funny though, and
And
I kind
actually,
of
thanks to you, I won. Like you passed on your prize to me when I got second place. Remember that?
oh
I
which
got SNES Verb, and Super
SNES.
Audio Card,
Yeah,
which I
Super
didn't
Audio.
have. I didn't have the hard drive space for Super Audio Card, so I just did not download it.
Oh,
But
well,
I
you
got
got it
SNES
though.
Verb. It was worth it
Yeah, I forgot about that. Yeah,
because
I
I
have one.
used SNES Verb in one of my Newgrounds. Is going back my Newgrounds compo entries, the SNES music competition, and I was one of the runner-ups.
Nice.
So that DoD second place got me a runner-up for a Newgrounds competition. So
Yeah.
they're so connected,
That's awesome. It's
And
small
I
world.
won an extra free supporter status for my Newgrounds account, which means better everything.
Yeah, right. It puts you above everybody else and gives you better access and things like that.
Access to like some features that are not accessible to the general public, which is great. And also a nice little icon on the next to your username, which is good for me. I like it.
Sounds a lot like our Patreon that those people out there can support.
That's exactly what it is.
Subscribing on Twitch here as well.
You can pay on Newgrounds. You can pay and just have a supporter status, or you can win a supporter status.
That's cool. That's pretty awesome. Let me see what. I'm trying to pace myself because I want to do the music at 8:30. I want to play your songs then, but I kind of want.
We can talk about prog rock. Come on.
That's true. Yeah. All right. Start talking about prog rock because I know you'll just go. Tell me about. All right. So here's my question. Did you? What was the first like prog rock thing that you listened to that really like hooked you?
It's SBB, the Polish premium prog band from the 80s and 70s.
What's
SBB. SBB. Yeah.
Okay. Are they related to SST, Sega Sound Team?
See? Yeah, totally. Search Break Build. This is or Szukaj Bush Buduj. In both languages, English and Polish, it actually renders the same abbreviation,
right?
Which is amazing.
That's good for SEO. Yeah.
And also, so that was ze słowem biegnę do ciebie. That was the song. I run to you with word, or a word, or the word.
Was it?
I run to you with a word. That's the translation of the title, and it was like a 20-minute song, and that got me into prog rock, like totally into prog rock.
Was it one of the more like, what kind of like type of genre of prog would you say? Was it like
fusion with like symphonic fusion?
Okay, nice. And then it just became a rabbit hole.
And then I listened to Memento z banalnym tryptykiem, which is like Memento with a banal triptych, like this banal, like very like low standards,
Okay.
In Polish, it's a more common word. So basically,
I don't think I've heard that word.
Look up.
Banal.
But
I don't know if you're allowed to type that on Twitch. We'll see.
that actually just opened up my eyes to progressive rock because let me just tell you the whole title so everybody can just rewind and just.
Yeah, you put those accents and everything in there too.
No accents.
Oh, no accents.
Which is just crazy, but sometimes happens.
Okay.
And it is so good. It's like a 20-minute symphonic rock. Like, yes, Genesis kind of sounds, CP80 piano all over this. And I once did a DOD song with a quote from it for the Trick or Treat month.
Oh,
that was
nice.
Do you remember that one? The Lavender Town SBB. That's what it stands for.
Okay.
Check it out. Yeah.
Bunnel. Angry Polar Bear says it's pronounced Bunnel.
Oh.
Bunnel.
Okay.
That will make sure
I did not check it.
Bunnel.
I didn't do research, but that happens. I'm not like Nose Reviews mispronounces everything all the time.
Hey, I mean, English. Obviously, English isn't your first language, so you.
Of course, yeah. That's fine.
All right, so it's 8:30 here. We're gonna go ahead and listen to a couple.
Yes, let's listen to this stuff. Let's play these bangers.
We are gonna play 45 minutes once. No, I'm kidding. We're gonna listen to 3 songs, but they're all I made sure.
That was a good one.
I made sure that Czyszy tamed it in a bit, so it's about 11 minutes total of music.
And it's not all DOD entries. It's like songs that I'm the most happy with.
That's right. So two of these tracks are the first one is from Newgrounds. It's one of your Newgrounds entries. It's called
Yeah,
Face Off.
Yeah,
right?
it's inspired by this. You can show it. I'm gonna just link because it's crucial to the song.
Okay. Well, so yeah, you link that. We're gonna listen to that. Then we're gonna listen to one of your DoD entries, which is the Recover Collective track you mentioned earlier. Back at the Finjish Shack, which was from it was originally a Finbeard and Windows track. And then after that, we're gonna listen to another Newgrounds track, which was Forlorn at the Brink of Time.
So let me just send you on Discord the image the Face Off song was inspired by. Check it out, and you can just, because it's art inspired music contest, so it's important.
Okay, I am gonna paste the link to this in the chat. I don't think I can put this on on the stream. All right, we're gonna go ahead and listen to these tracks. We'll be right back with Czyszy. Keep it here, everybody. This is Dueling of Duels.
Cool.
Chit chat, small talk, nightly dancing. A charming lady, so surreal. Those were warning signs we've glanced in. Your personas have been peeled, and we all know that your tricks are paper thin. Eventually, you're gonna
All of the bounties I hit around.
A long time ago, there was a place to go, but then it disappeared into the morning sky of gray. It seemed like tears of joy would never cease to flow, but then one day the starstorm came to take it all away. Winds of change will take us through the sky. Let's leave all we've got behind. Windy days reflect the inner line, which many have yet to find. Well, once upon a time, an old and lonely barn was standing still until the raging storm came into play. Why should we mourn our fate? We're at the brink of time, dissolving into this enigma like a sugar cane. Winds of change will take us through the sky. Let's leave all we've got behind. Windy days reflect the inner line, which many have yet to find. Winds of change will take us through the sky. Let's leave all we've got behind. Windy days reflect the inner line, which many have yet to find.
All right, everybody, and we are back.
Yes, we are.
We just heard 3 cool tracks from Czyszy right there. That was Face Off, then Back at the Finja Shack, and then Forlorn at the Brink of Time. Is that last one, Forlorn at the Brink of Time, is that in any way a reference to Chrono Trigger's Brink of Time?
Oh no, but
Okay,
it's like
just a coincidence.
It's a cool phrase. So kind of like maybe subconsciously I kind of like reused that one, but it's not like a straight reference. Because it was like a quote from some scientist that we are always at the brink of the known. So I just gonna paraphrase that.
That is a good like quote idea and all that.
Great. We're always at the brink of the known.
The brink.
Excellent.
There was a question in here from Corey Johnson, who we
Yes.
had on the show a couple weeks ago. He was asking a question. We were going to talk about this as well. He asked, how did you set up your own drum samples?
So that's a long story, but let me just summarize. Basically, drums. So in rock music, as of now, I do it like using Contact. Basically, I resample stuff like Easy Drummer, then I mix it using like my favorite effects, and I put it into Contact, so I don't have all the effects loaded in eating up my CPU, and then I use it like a Rumpler drum kit. You know what I mean?
Okay.
So I have all these like pre-mixed 70s sounding drums from Easy Drummer, Addictive Drums, shredded drums, all in Contact as a custom patch with mapped to my keys of choice.
Do you? Is it easy to make a custom bank in Contact? Because I've never done it.
It's very easy. Drag and drop, and there you go.
Okay. Do you have to have
some
Contact?
sliders around?
Do you have to have
kind of full. Yes, full Contact. And if you have like the cracked full Contact, you can edit. You can edit commercial libraries, which is not allowed with the legal full Contact.
We are not condoning the crackage of software out here.
No,
that's good to know. That's very interesting to know that you can do that.
I'm on Windows 7, so even if I tried to have like the latest version of Contact, I could not even run.
Which version of Contact are you using?
5, Contact 5, of course.
Okay.
As I mentioned.
They're on 6 now, I think, or 7?
It says 6 and 7, yeah. Or 7, I don't remember. But definitely it's more like more effects built in and just more modernized workflow.
Right. So
new libraries don't work on the old Contact version, so
I see.
I gotta use the old
upgrade anyways.
Yes. But it's backwards compatible, of course, so it's good.
Okay, nice. So when you
and the drums.
Yeah,
right?
So when you like recorded your drum samples, did you just like mic them up like you normally would, or did you record them any different way?
That was different thing, because when I had my drum kit, I would load each mic piece into FPC, the Fruity Loops drum sampler, and then I would copy those files onto different folders and replace them same named. Like I would replace those mic positions with files of the same name but different content, so I don't have to do the patch each time for every mic. I just hex edit. I would just hex edit the paths inside the patches.
Wow.
And just have the mic positions be loaded up automatically.
So it's like the hacker version of just using a template, right? You have one file.
Yes.
And you just go through
you just can't use a template in FPC, so you just have like different folder. Like you have. Let me just like this.
So
you have a drum. Same number of characters, and just replace SNR with the KCK in hex editor.
Okay, interesting.
That's amazing.
And then
when I found it out,
you're using your regular mic setup and all that stuff. Did you ever do any sampling of stuff outside of drums? Because I know even I asked you for drum samples a long time ago when you did
I did
Man track.
Of course, I did samples of the Glockenspiel, and that's all. Okay.
And do you load them into Contact the same way? It's crazy. I've never used Contact as a sample loader. I've always felt like I had to use something like Sforzando or just like a sound font player or Resample-O-Matic, which is also a good sample.
These are cool, but Contact is so easy to use. It's a blessing.
Have you used anything like Sample Tank before?
So, of course, yes, Sample Tank. That was a very long time ago. I used Sample Tank 2.
Okay, I've heard good things about Sample Tank as well, so that's why I asked.
Oh, Casey actually told me that he still has this Glockenspiel library.
Glockenspiel libraries are very handy to have. I've got an actual Glockenspiel.
I sampled. I have this as well and I sampled it to make it easier to play. And that's it.
Yeah, because I feel like Glockenspiels, there's not a lot of you can deep sample a Glockenspiel pretty easily. I guess.
I did not deep sample that one. Just note by note, and that's it. but I made the way so that the samples don't overlap. If you press one key and then press the same key again, the sample starts over, cuts off the decay.
Okay.
I'm proud of that.
Nice. Was that something? Is it something? Was that something that was easy to set up?
Yeah, but it was hard to figure out
Right.
how to do that. And so drums, back to drums. So so I just load stuff up into FPC or Contact and compress the heck out of those drums. And high pass.
What's your like go-to? This is the exact same question I think you asked Viking Guitar last when he was on. What's your go-to drum compressor?
DC8C3 and also that's Klanghelm, Sound Helmet. Amazing, cheap but high quality VST plugins, and also I have the 1176 clone by Waves, which is so good for everything because we set the release time to 7 and set attack time to 3. It works wonders on everything.
You've got the specific thing, your exact needs.
Sounds musical, so musical, that compressor 1176. It's just so musical. Also, use tape saturation VSTs. I have so many tape VSTs. Like I have, let me just find some stuff. I have Hornet tape. I have soft tube tape. Air Windows 2 tape 5.
Wow.
Fabric, of course, the classic.
Yes.
Yeah, tape face by Kiev Audio.
Do you use them all? Like
yes,
depending on different situations?
Yes.
What makes you go for one plugin over another?
The sound, I think. The curve of the EQ and the way it distorts. Each one distorts in kind of a different way. I also have that awesome tape plugin called no, it's actually Softtube. J37 by Waves. Yeah.
Okay.
It did not show up on the list, but
I've only ever used like a single tape saturation plugin.
You can quickly go into the deep rabbit hole, of tape saturation because you just can't find anything that sounds exactly like tape. So you just have to work your way around this by using different plugins for different situations, and combine those to gain stage and make them sound more like the tape. It's complicated, but it's my workflow.
One time I heard somebody say that tape saturation worked really well if you layer it like in serial with like having it at different levels of the mix. Have you ever tried anything like that?
Yes, I tried Hornet tape layered with like low speed soft tube tape. Like a snare goes to the bass, which the snare track itself, for instance, has like Hornet tape that's very distorted, and then goes to drum bass, and the drum bass has like a different tape emulation on it, so that tape saturated snare goes to a tape saturated bass, and then the master bass, the compression. It sounds so fat. I love that sound.
Okay, so did they work for you? I think I tried it one time, but I couldn't tell a difference, and I was like, "What am I doing?"
The Kiev Audio tape face. I love the bass sound it has. It's great on bass guitar. Like it's just amazing. When you set the bias to +3, it adds some nice low end bump.
Okay,
it's amazing. It's a new plugin. It was just released.
I need to spend time experimenting with like tape saturation.
So it's brand new,
different compressors and all that stuff. Because
Kiev Audio. And I found out about the Kiev Audio plugin via White Noise Studios, the Dutch guy who did some demos of plugins.
Nice.
A very thick accent. Amazing channel.
That's how you know it's good, when they've got the thick accent.
The thick Dutch accent is my favorite.
Yeah, that's the true producers, is the Dutch and
the
Scandinavian people.
Scandinavian, yes.
You were also talking recently about you got access to the Roland cloud software.
Mostly the lowest level of subscription, which gave me access to the plugin called Zenology.
It sounds
which is like a rompler, basically. It's a rompler. with like classic 90s keyboard sounds all in one. Some nice electric pianos, acoustic pianos,
Are these all
synth
sounds
brass.
that they used
Synth brass, come on.
like Roland
Yes.
keyboards and stuff? Okay.
D50, for instance. The D50 has like the classic Fantasia from D50 and stuff. Amazing.
Okay. Have you used any of those sounds yet, or is it you just
Of
got
course,
access to it?
I used all over my new album.
Right.
Which
We have to talk
brings
about
us,
your album.
brings
Talk
us
about
to the
segueing.
topic. Yeah, amazing segue.
You did just
So-
release an album earlier this week.
I released an album, my fourth prog album. Link it in the chat.
I'm doing it right now. My computer's being
Yes.
slow. There it is.
Yes,
It
link
is
it. There we go.
It's the third link there.
Come
it is
on.
called Tears in the Acid Rain.
Yes, my own features my own cover art. And spoilers, I'm working on another album. I have the cover art done already.
Of course. What's the total runtime of this album? I see there's
It's
3
classic, 40 minutes.
tracks. 40 minutes,
Let me
3
see.
tracks.
Let me see the prog archives.
Yeah, I'm looking
Entry.
at Bandcamp right now. Track 1, 10 minutes. Track 2, 30 minutes. Track 3, bonus
So
track.
total
5
time is 45 minutes, 49 seconds.
minutes. Okay. And,
Because,
3 songs, that's all you need.
yes, one of them is like 30 minutes,
How
Nostalgia Demise.
How long did it take you to get the whole album, like start to finish? It's just a tough question to ask.
It took me very long to start working on it and find some ideas that I'm happy with, but it took me like over a week to make this album. I'm serious.
You say that like a week is a long time.
I'm dead serious. When I'm in the mood for creating stuff, I'm in a creative mood, then I'm just a music making machine.
That's awesome, and
That's why I have so many entries on DoD.
Right, that's true. I should have expected nothing less. But yeah, you're like, man, it took me more than a week. I'm sitting here working on an album for like 5 years, and it hasn't come out yet. And I was like, ooh.
Yeah, but when you over detail your work, like when you just add so much stuff and spend too much time on it,
Yeah.
then it becomes your worst enemy.
That's true, because I have also completed some projects that were like start to finish, like 3 weeks, and like those projects were great. Like they turned out fine, and like I can move on from them. But
It's great because you still have the creative mood when you're finished.
that's true,
So-
yeah. But it's just man, I gotta say it's
So
impressive. 45
the
minute
vibe.
album in a week. That's pretty crazy. So
A
cheers
week
to
in
you.
3 days.
Oh, okay. The 3 days. Well, when you say it's a week in 3 days, never mind. That's not impressive.
I spent the
I'm
3
just
days.
joking.
The 3 days were spent on the Twilight Diapason, while the week was spent on Nostalgia Demise, and the bonus track is an old track, so it's like I just threw it in there
Okay.
for bonus. So it's not quite part of the album. The third track, Stroll Off on a Tangent,
Okay.
but it's same vibe. So
Neat. All right. Well, before I let you plug everything else, you've seen all the interviews. You know, there's one final question that I'm going to ask you.
yeah.
What is your number one piece of advice you would give to Dwelling of Duels competitors?
So I have it all figured out. So let me just read it from my notes.
This is a prepared response.
Yes, exactly, because it's a tough question, so I had to think about it quite, hard. So try making music in at least 2 different genres that are as distant from one another as possible,
It's a good
like hip hop and prog in my case,
That's the soft plug right
or
there.
country and pop and then metal, because then you have like 2 foundations to build upon. Like you have then you know ins and outs of more ins and outs of music than you would if you only learned one genre and then expanded from that. to different genres.
Makes you
You
more
understand.
versatile, you know.
Yes, exactly. That's the word I was looking for.
Yeah.
Makes you more. Thank you. Makes you more familiar with like, more broad spectrum of music than just.
Yeah, I definitely agree.
It's like being bilingual,
Right. Yeah. That's a very good metaphor for it. Or even trilingual, quadlingual,
Yeah.
a
There are some
polyglot,
people.
I think is
A
what they call it.
polyglot.
Yeah.
Polyglot. Yes.
What do you think is the most out there genre that you've ever done?
It's hard to say, but maybe EDM,
Okay.
glitch hop.
Okay. You ever done any polka? I don't remember if you've done a polka.
I have, of course. It's on DoD.
Yeah.
Polka.
Okay. Yeah.
It's like MIDI polka, like animated James.
Okay. Yeah. Dang. Yeah, that's a good tip. That's a fantastic tip. And I do agree. I think a lot of people, you can learn a lot of things from working outside your genre. Like, if I was to think of someone who had only ever worked in, like, like the whatever genres where you just use drum machines and you're not really trying to recreate the sound of a human drummer, I feel like going from one of those genres to like a genre with real drum kits, that
It's
would
like
teach
two different
you.
language groups.
Yeah, exactly. You have to learn you have to relearn all about drums and how they work.
All from the ground up. But when you have it all from the beginning, then you don't have to like go explore a different world. It's like you explore them both at the same time, and it makes me more versatile. Yeah.
Yeah.
It's great.
Yeah. And then when I go and I mess with drum machines and stuff like that, I'm like, this is so easy. I don't have to do anything to this drum kit to make it sound good because it's not supposed to sound real, or it's not like the samples sound fine as they are besides EQing and things.
In my hip hop beats, I make my drum sounds myself. I try at least.
Cool.
So that's, well, anyway, so we're gonna wrap this up, I think.
Yeah. Where can people find you on the internet?
So that's an easy question because all my social media are like Polish language, except for Newgrounds, YouTube, partially, and also Duel of Duels and Bandcamp.
Okay. Yeah, and those are all shisha.newgrounds.com, shisha.bandcamp.com.
Yes. You
YouTube
post the
is
links.
a little more complicated.
Post those links that I sent you over, and that'd be good.
The links are getting posted by MooBot, but the bot doesn't show up in the stream here, so I'm going to post them again on myself so that it will show up in the stream.
So buy my album.
Yeah, everybody go check out Czyszy's new album, Tears in the Acid Rain. Thanks again for hanging out with us so late.
And save the stream on YouTube.
Oh yeah, don't worry. They're getting saved and uploaded.
Oh, that's great.
I just have to mark them public. Don't worry.
Yeah, it's good.
I know it's late there, so we totally appreciate you staying up late with us and hanging out and joining in the chat and everything. And yeah, I think that's all we've got here. So thanks to everybody out there. Of course, if you're watching and you're familiar with Dwelling of Duels, then you already know what to do. But if you've stumbled upon this interview on the internet somewhere, Dwelling of Duels, video game remix competition, check us out at dwellingofduels.net. We're on Twitter at Dwelling of Duels. We have a Facebook page as well. We're on Patreon at patreon.com/dwellingofduels. You can join our Discord server and hang out with us. And if you're out there watching on Twitch and you got a Prime sub or something, give us a subscribe,
My left ear is tired.
Oh, I'm sorry, because you've been listening in mono.
Yes. One headphone only.
That's okay. We're about done here. Everybody out there, please tune in this Monday night. We are having the Dwelling of Duels listening party for VGLeadsheets.com month, and I hope to see you all there once again.
Definitely gonna try to stay up all night and be there. Yeah,
we're gonna do it. And everybody out there in the chat, thanks for hanging out with us. I'm Katajan. This has been Czyszy, and this has also been Dwelling of Duels. Good night.